This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
We're going to kick things off with heading over to the Americas now before we come back to the Constellation Cup. There's a couple of things that could be a clean sweep in the next couple of days, and that is the New York Yankees, who are one of the biggest sporting teams in the world, are down 3-0 to the LA Dodgers in the Baseball World Series. Can you imagine New York at the moment with their team getting absolutely smoked?
Yeah. And to LA as well. It's, it's the East Coast, West Coast thing,
Are baseball fans riotty? They're not, are they?
It depends where they're from.
They're going to be close, no.
In Philadelphia, they are.
So riotty.
Yeah, they could be.
Righty,
they'll be
righty,
calling
righty.
for heads left, right and centre. The coach will get the axe.
God, you'd be bored
Aaron
enough.
Judd is the big name player for the New York Yankees. Hasn't fired a shot. They'll be like, he's got to go.
Some pitcher's head must roll. I don't know.
So the fourth game is tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. our time. So I'll be watching that one. It's a New York Yankees home game, although yesterday's game was a New York Yankees home game and they got absolutely smoked again. Clean sweep. There'll be riots everywhere. Looking forward to seeing what happens in that one.
I hope they bought up their cotton on.
Yes.
Get all your wood on your shops. Getting ready.
They'll go mental. It was unlucky, actually, because the Mets played LA for the shot in there. So it could have been the Subway Series, which hasn't happened for a number of years.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that could be a clean sweep. The other one is Australia playing New Zealand, the Constellation Cup, tonight in Melbourne. And shock horror that we've been beaten comprehensively in the first three games.
So we've lost the series already.
So the first two games, Natalie, New Zealand, they were way too good for us. They pumped us. So you would expect Australia to win here. So Sunday,
I was there on Sunday, and at the first half, it was tight. It was a very they were very well matched, but geez, it blew out in the third quarter. And the New Zealand goal shooter has been Grace Moeki, her name is. She is unbelievable. She's so athletic, like she's tall, but also very athletic. So like Janelle Fowler, but like leaping into the air. Like they cannot. They're all they had to do was just chuck it to her, basically.
Yep.
She will get it. And she, against Courtney Bruce, one of the best goalkeepers in the world, couldn't touch her. It was extraordinary how good she was. And it's like, I don't know how anyone's going to stop her. She is incredible. But they also had the great defence. Their wing attack, drive through the midcourt, amazing.
Yeah.
So they're a force to be reckoned with now. It's like they kind of took a step back and now they're just surging forward. New Zealand,
before the series started,
dominant.
Caitlin Bassett was saying that New Zealand had dropped off and they're number 3 in the world because the Poms overtook them.
They're back.
They've smoked us. So this could be an absolute bloodbath.
I mean,
it's never happened. To
beat the Diamonds
sweep.
and to beat them by 18 so comprehensively on a home court.
Yeah,
it must be amazing to be born an athlete.
She's amazing.
To be like, because she sounds like she's born as an athlete.
Yeah.
And then you've got the baby next to you in the next crib in the hospital and they're not.
Yeah. She's genetically blessed, clearly, but works really hard
but
as well.
You know
what's even better? Is if you're genetically blessed from non-sporty parents. It's like, that's the jackpot.
Yeah.
Well, you think about Michael Jordan's history. All his brothers... And no one's taller than 6 foot, right? And he, for some reason, is 6'6" and can dunk it from the 3-point line. You know what I mean? And become this superhero. How the hell did that happen?
Genetic lottery really opens up the doors for you, doesn't it, Shaun? We've found.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. I mean, talking to a couple of, legendary athletes. LeBron James is 6'8".
Yeah.
He's 6'8".
What's his shoe size?
That'll be 15 or something. Probably.
He'd always be able to get shoes. So if they're there in that stock, we're in the 10s, 10 and a halves. We're in this whenever there's a shoe sale. Ours are never there.
He would have a dealer, Nathan, that shoes would just come to him. What are you talking about? They'd back the trailer up and drop him off.
Unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, I think the Shaq attack is like 3 times the size of his dad as well. And it's not even close.
You know what they say about feet being in relation to other parts of you? That must be terrifying. For any
you rate
lady.
your forearms. It relates to your forearms, Nathan.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Shoe size.
Shoe size.
Yeah. I wasn't talking about your forearms.
No, I know you weren't, but I was trying to tidy it up.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
If you look at the West Australian today, you'll be able to see a double-page spread of Matthew Pavlich who's being inducted into the WA Hall of Champions,
Rightly
which takes place in 2 Mondays' time. Yeah, what an impact he's had. I was talking to him yesterday just briefly, and I said, think about when he was growing up. He's in South Australia, mate. He's from another state, but he's had such an impact on Western Australian sport.
Now
he's now in this thing.
He has the right to walk into any house in Fremantle and take what he wants.
He
and no one can
certainly
say
does that,
anything.
mate.
It's diplomatic immunity.
100%. 100%. So congratulations to Pav. That's a fantastic achievement. The other achievement that was recognised just on the weekend, actually, I forgot about talking about this Monday. It just struck me, right? So Dwayne Wade, one of the greatest basketballers ever to play, Miami Heat, number 3. My son Lachlan's been rocking a new... people are still wearing his stuff and buying it off the shelves. And so they unveiled a statue in commemoration of him outside the Miami arena where they play.
This is a great honour.
So which was was it Ronaldo got a terrible statue that time? And it was unveiled and looked like his face if someone had, like, if it was made of plasticine and people had jumped on it.
And
do you remember the Ronaldo one?
It looked
Very
weirdly
similar.
stretched, yeah.
I think this looks way worse. So here's Dwayne Wade. We were looking at a picture of him here.
Good
Very
looking
suave. And this is a picture of Dwayne Wade.
Oh, it's not great.
The head looks nothing like
I
him.
mean, you'd be happy with the guns because the guns are massive.
It reminds me of Harrison Ford when he gets frozen in the carbon in Star Wars.
Yeah, it's got that vibe.
He's got that pained look on his face. Like at that time of death, he was screaming for his life.
If he wasn't wearing if the statue wasn't wearing the Miami 3 singlet, you wouldn't know who it was. Do you know what I mean?
No,
It's not
100%.
immediately obvious who that is.
So Dwayne himself, he had this little bit to say.
Yeah, I have an iPhone. Social media, see all things, man. Y'all got to know me by now. I care, but I don't.
What's he pointing?
But
He cares, but he doesn't.
So in it, he's standing there. He's like screaming and he's pointing down. What's he pointing down to?
So Nathan, he was saying that this is a moment in time when he dominated. He just scored all these points this particular day. He dominated. Might have been a championship victory, and he's pointing down like, I own this place.
Yes.
type of
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
And so he's saying that's a.
So it's like they've made the statue from a photo, essentially.
Yeah, and that was a moment in time. So it doesn't necessarily, coming from his words, have to look exactly like him. It's an interpretation of the moment.
Sure. It's
So you know
art.
what?
Head doesn't
I'd rather either make it faceless and just have the silhouette.
Yeah,
or
I'm with you.
Don't even try the
The
face.
face he looks like he's in pain.
Yeah. It's a death photo. It's a death photo.
It's not
And you know
great.
what? It's what I think originally the day after Pompeii would look like.
Yeah.
When everyone was frozen.
That is the facial expression
In
of
the
somebody who's
volcanic
been
ash.
caught
His
in
head looks
Pompeii.
swollen too.
Yeah.
Looks absolutely swollen.
Yeah.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.